Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Davis. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and secretary of the board for Youth Empowered to Prosper. Today, we're going to have another one of our Seeking Safety trainings in bite sized form. We're going to be talking about the topic of self compassion. So, I'm going to jump right in. On the screen, I'm going to be pulling up the part of the chapter on self compassion in the Seeking Safety book. So, this is a rundown of different ways to talk to yourself. So, the essence of self compassion is self talk. So, are you a harsh self talker or are you a compassionate self talker? And it gives these examples about beating yourself up, ignoring yourself, kind of an easy, blaming kind of self talk. So, like, drink last night, I'm such a loser, can't do anything right. Being really critical towards yourself would be harsh self talk. So, compassionate self talk promotes change, is more loving and understanding, is take kind of listening to yourself, and it's often the harder road. So, this looks in this example like, I know drinking is dangerous, but I did it anyway. And then trying to kind of, yeah, bring compassion, looking for a reason. What can I do differently next time? So, a big difference between harsh self talk and compassionate self talk that I often like to use with my clients is this something you would say to a friend? So it's really easy to be harsh with yourself, but would you say the same thing to someone that you really care about? So being able to talk to yourself like a friend is the essence of compassionate self talk. Um, Unless the person has a difficult time being compassionate with friends, in which case you might want to talk about what gets in the way of that. Bringing that sense of, I wouldn't judge someone else for this. I would try to understand. I would be more of a listener. That's what we want to try to do within ourselves. There's some ideas to consider here. What does your particular version of self talk, harsh self talk, and compassionate self talk sound like? Um, what keeps you stuck, what helps you promote change, and then ways to increase compassion. So, this is really the action steps where they can take things. So, in talking with your teen about how she might be compassionate or harsh with herself, here are some ways to change harsh self talk into more compassionate self talk. If I loved myself, what would I say right now? If I were really listening to my needs, what would I say? Understanding again the reasons underneath something and just generally being kind. This one also has the idea of imagining that you're talking to a small child who's made a mistake. So, not just a friend, but actually someone just younger or more innocent or clearly not trying to do something wrong or just doesn't have the knowledge of things. So, that might be a good way to bring compassion. And just practicing talking to yourself compassionately about things that might not be happening in the moment. That can be a really good way of helping someone learn about self compassion. And here are some commitments. Basically, what are some harsh self talking moments that you can change into more compassionate moments of being able to look at the old way and move it into the new way. It's very common seeking safety kind of takeaway. And overall, just recognizing that we're all a little bit mean to ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we think it's a way that will help us to change and grow, but oftentimes it just leads to shame and resistance to change, a sense that we can't change even. So taking a more compassionate approach, being able to say, hey, that was a really good try. I got to learn for next time, or what could I have done differently? Or, everybody struggles. Just keep getting up and trying again is often actually the way to lead to more change rather than feeling stuck in those old patterns. Stop the share. Thank you so much for joining me today on this training for seeking safety. I hope that we can all go and be a little bit more compassionate with ourselves. Practicing the ideas in seeking safety is a really great way to be able to incorporate them into your work with teens without trying too hard to follow the rules of the book or fit yourself into a therapist box, but more just like, hey, this really works for me. Here's how I've learned to do this. And being able to bring that into your mentorship relationship can be very, very impactful. So thanks again, and thank you for all the work that you do in Youth Empowered to Prosper.